Welcome back to the channel. Delirious Sanity here again, as usual. You guys know who it is. Today we are talking a bit on Zombies Chronicles. We're gonna theorize because we don't have the answers yet. I guess that's why. So I was looking up on YouTube. Well, I wasn't necessarily looking up, but it popped up. You know, when does Zombies Chronicles take place? And I figured, hey, that's an interesting question because playing it, you know, on launch, I noticed that, you know, we're not in our original maps. We are obviously in a different time zone. Or a different time, or a different universe, you know. And, so I did a bit of research on trying to figure out where are we. And pretty much everybody says that we are after Black Ops 3. And I'll give you a few facts as to why that makes sense. There are many quotes from every character talking about stuff that we already did in Black Ops 3. For example, Nikolai speaks about how he killed his older self, and you know, a few other quotes here and there about the old maps that we've already done. And, you know, that is some pretty hard evidence. I mean, if they're talking about this stuff, they've obviously experienced it.
Boards go up, boards come down.
But they experienced it from their, you know, 1.0 selves. Not the Origins crew as we were while we were doing those. Now, you know, I totally understand that argument. You know, we're after that because, you know, our characters have experienced it and it all makes sense, right? Well, my theory is that just because you experience something and you remember it doesn't necessarily mean that you are later in time. Especially in a universe like our Zombies universe where we have time travel. And Dr. Monty seems to just zap us wherever the hell he wants. You know, at least he did at the end of Revelations. So, my theory is, yes, we did experience all of that Black Ops 3 DLC stuff. And yes, we are, technically speaking, we've already experienced that. Therefore, we are after that. But I think that we are in a time zone that is before any of that stuff happened. Some of the theories as to why I think that is the case is because the entire time we've ever been playing zombies, it's always been to end the cycle, right? You know, we've been trying to stop all this madness from going down. Mob of the Dead we tried, Origins we tried, Revelations we tried. It seems as if it always ends in the same manner where we continue the cycle rather than breaking it. Of course, they're never going to actually break the zombie cycle or we wouldn't have a game to play. But the road to that is going to be an interesting one, to say the very least. Now, that was kind of my theory as to why we're in a time zone before Black Ops 3. But the facts that prove that we are in a universe or a time zone that is before it is mainly Kino der Toten, but a lot of the maps have similar things. I don't know if you guys have played the original Kino der Toten, but I can tell you for a fact that the walls, the paint, everything was falling apart. The bottles in here were knocked over. There, you know, there was no obviously there was no gobblegums, but there was no new feel to it. It felt as if the zombies took that place over years and years and years before we ever even got there. Like, zombies have been living there since God knows when. But on this, look at that sign. Perfect. Through the window, you can see the dressing room and all that stuff. This used to be a black window if you didn't know that. The chandeliers look brand spanking new. One thing that really throws it to me is this perk bottle looking brand new. These alcohol bottles looking brand new. This is definitely new alcohol, whiskey, vodka, whatever you want to call it, gin. And this candy here, obviously this candy is still edible. It's not rotten. We're not hundreds of thousands of years, or, you know, hundreds or 20. We're not even, I don't even think we're a month past when the zombies took this place over. It looks like literally if you cleaned up all the, you know, wood on the floor and the dirt, you sweep the place up a bit, you could still show a theater here. You could still show a showing. I mean, look at the curtains. They're brand spanking new. Every single freaking one of them. Except, of course, this one. This is how the old curtains used to look. All torn and shredded up as if we've been here forever. But all of this stuff looks new. So we're going to go around the map and we're basically going to check out everything that looks as if we are before the time zone. So obviously we've got Dr. Monty's hat and the tape recorder signifying that we did make it through Black Ops 3. So you guys are right. We are in a theory mode. We are technically after it. But I don't remember that poster, but so let's take a walk around Kino and see what we can find out. These posters looking fresher than ever than they used to be. This podium looks brand spanking new. Is there a time on this? No, it doesn't look like there's a date on the newspaper. Unfortunately, that would help me out a lot in this video. Anyway, let's keep strolling. Obviously, you know, these golden shrines on the wall, and the wall itself looks a lot newer. The light fixtures and everything. You come through here and this place just looks brand spanking new compared to what we used to have. And I don't mean that, you know, of course they turned it into HD mode in order to make them, you know, a remaster, but this is completely in a different time zone. I mean, look at the kegs are still here. The alcohol's fresh once again. That stuff wasn't there. The tap, you know, looks nice, decent at least. So let's keep strolling. The one thing that really signifies it to me as well is this wall. Before you open it, you can't see through it, so you can't see if the box is there. That sucks. But the fact of the matter is, this is a brand spanking new door, and in the old one, it was torn apart. You could see right through and see if the box was here. Obviously, we've got the classic, what we used to think Samantha in those boxes. You can hear the hitting on the walls, but you know, back in the day, that was the only one that we had, you know, when it comes to hitting on the walls and all that stuff. So let's keep walking and see what we find. Once again, look at these curtains, dude. You cannot tell me that these are years old and that zombies have been here for years. Look how brand new those curtains are. Look at all these theater props. Everything. It all looks newer. It doesn't look like the old riggedy raggedy freaking torn down zombie apocalypse style. They fixed this place up for a reason. They don't do anything for no reason. The projector and the camera in there, both brand spanking new. The screen looks newer. The whole place. Let's keep walking through. This room especially. I mean, the difference between the old and the new, you can tell. In here, once again, this generator looks fresher. These signs, you know, they weren't here beforehand. How could we possibly be after it and everything looks as if it was just freaking cleaned up and spick and span, like, unless we freaking hired a maid to come in here afterward, fix up a bunch of stuff and add some things that weren't there beforehand. It just doesn't make sense how we could be after. Now the alley is like 10 out of 10, confirms my theory. Before, these window curtains weren't here. You could look down in that window and you could see zombie windows in there. You know, same with this. We used to be able to walk up to that window and look right through it. There was no curtains on it. The ultimate giveaway. This fresh ass car. If I had some gas and I was able to drive, you can guarantee your ass I'd be driving away from here. Look at these wheels. They're brand spanking new. The whole car is. In a zombie apocalypse, that just doesn't happen. I hate to say it. You don't have fresh cars in the zombie apocalypse. They've been worn and torn for years. Another thing that confirms my theory is there are more doors where people are behind there hitting, you know, trying to make their way out. There are more alive presence here in this theater than there was before. Just take a look around for yourself. Play the old one and then come to the new one, and you will be able to tell that this theater is brand new compared to what we used to have. I mean, I understand that we have experienced Black Ops 3, but that doesn't always make us be in the future compared to what we are. Also, the fact that we are 1.0 characters. We killed them off in the zombie storyline in Black Ops 3. How could we possibly be after that and still be our characters that are already supposed to be dead? We're obviously before that if we're able to even play as them. Either that or we're in a completely different dimension, time loop, whatever you want to call it. It just doesn't make sense in the fact that there is a tape in Verrückt, or Shinonuma, I believe in Verrückt, that Dr. Monty's talking, and he basically says, you guys were here, then you weren't, now all of a sudden you are again. He says that because our original 4 characters weren't all in Verrückt. Now we are. Different time zone, earlier, or a completely different dimension. It has to be. I mean, look at this thing. Looks brand spanking new. It's still working, you know? And it's not like, you know, they just remastered the old map and, you know, everything from the old map is in the same place and they just made it look prettier. No, it's not like that. It is different. Just the same setting. If you guys have anything to say about this, arguing on either side, I would really like to hear your theories. I want to figure out where in time we are, and I'd like to hear what you guys have to say. If you guys have been playing zombies for a while, let me know what let me know what your opinion is. I will comment and reply and, you know, have a conversation with you, but based off of what I see, it 100% looks like this is a brand new theater. If you guys have any other theories, I'd love to know. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you watching. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out, guys.